Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo-yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 474 in a row. My name's Rob Hoback. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back. Hey, I'm going to apologize now that if I'm messing around with this card is so dark, and I wrote in black because it's just kind of hard to see those. Look at all that stuff. Look at all those notes. Got a lot to say this morning. All right. Before we get with the program, let's talk about 474. So 474 is the Southwest bypass, the highway that goes around Peoria in Illinois. The reason this is important is when I was a kid, I was growing up, we would go. Often we would head west on 74, and I would see the signs, but we got off and went to Goodfield to see my dad, drop him off, whatever, usually well before we would get to the bypass. So I never understood what it was until I got a little bit older. And I feel like, it was just like I wondered where that road went. Next thing you know, I was driving on that road to go to my next assignment, which was in Rock Island. And I spent some time in Iowa, right, over there in the Quad Cities. And then some people I had to drive that road. People come to see me had to drive that road. It's just a fun little nugget. You're welcome. All right. So it's a Sunday fun day. It's Super Bowl Sunday. It's 2/2/20. That's kind of funny, huh? Right? Yeah. But it's a work day, and it's time to get to work, so let's do this. First things first, I'm still the realist. You know what else I am? I'm a winner. I am, yeah. Addie's team won again yesterday. Won by 10 points. Sissy made a basket. That was awesome, right? She hit for the wrong team. She got a rebound, put it back up. But and then she started crying. She's like, "Daddy, I hit my nose," and I think she was embarrassed and all those things. And I'm like, "Sissy, don't worry about it, right? Don't you worry about it. Now you know you can make a basket." And this is a girl who couldn't dribble, couldn't shoot any of that stuff just a couple months ago. Now she's making a basket. And she told me on the way home, she's like, "Daddy, I want to play forever." I'm like, "Play what?" She's like, "Play basketball. I want to be like Gigi." She starts talking about that stuff. It just, I love it. So anyway, I'm a winner, teaching my kids how to be winners. And when I stop to think about it, I win way more than I lose. I don't know why I would ever not like, and so I don't understand why I don't put myself in competitive situations more often. But that's going to change, right? And it's got to change now that I threw it out there. My thankies go out. I got a bunch of thankies, but the first one is my OCD, right? I've just been thinking a lot about that, unmanaged, our OCD can cripple us. We'll get wrapped around the axle of stuff that, like, it doesn't matter, right? But I believe my ability to recall information, how I felt, what I was wearing, where I was, all those things that I've done with some of you, and you're like, how do you remember that? I don't know. I just do, right? I don't know how I do it. So yeah, it's like, look, I am going to learn how to control and manage my beautiful mind, just like John Nash in A Beautiful Mind, right? Like, use that I feel like I can see connections or possibilities that other people, like, they see something like, oh, boom, they're moving on. Like, you realize there's a whole lot more there, right? And maybe that's my special, right? Maybe that's something that I didn't realize that not everybody else had, right? So anyway, just learn how to control it. Also reminds me of this line in a 21 Pilots song where he's talking about, having conversations with his mind. And he's like, look, just so we're all clear, you report to me. You work for me, right? And so I've had to have that conversation. Like, we're not going to think about that anymore. Just set it down, leave it alone, and we're moving on. Yeah. I'm also thankful. Like I said, Sissy made her first basket yesterday. So proud of her, right? So proud of how she fights, and she's so determined. She's a hard worker. Yeah. And then I'm thankful for the momentum of Daily Discipline. I had a feeling that if I started, I knew that if I started posting things on Facebook, that people would like see the card and be like, well, I want to learn more about what the heck he's talking about. And then I knew that if I started, just all these things, and we're just getting a lot more exposure. We're building momentum for what's next, right? And then here's the thought, right? The thought is there will always be somebody with more, with better, with this, with that. If we're not the underdogs, we often convince ourselves that we're the underdogs. And you know why that is? Is because we like it that way. That's our human mind telling us, like, well, you're not the best. They're actually better than you. And a lot of us like to play from that position, right? Like, we like to compete from a position where we're competing with somebody. But here's the thing. is that they're human too, right? And all it takes is a little bit of confidence from us. And if we just execute and they realize like, oh, they're executing that plan and they've got more want to than I do because I've been sitting around reading the news about how great I am and this, that, and the other. That's why underdogs win, right? Yeah, the bigger the moment, usually the more we recognize the advantages that our opponent has. So that's the bad news, right? The bad news is there's always going to be somebody. Like every room you walk in, there's going to be somebody smarter, better looking, more well spoken, better dressed, whatever, right? There's always going to be somebody that has something. That's the bad. The good news is there's only one of you. There's only one of me, and nobody can do us like us. And when we put it all together, right? I mean, there's a Pink song. She's like, when she's talking about, she's like, nobody can do me but me. And I mean, listen to some of Pink's songs, right? Like she has a great way of talking about the demons that she fights in her head. The ones that say, "Oh, you're not this, you're not enough of this, you shouldn't do all that." She's like, "Yeah, no, actually, I am awesome, and I agree, and so am I, and so are you." Yeah. And then the other thing, I hate to tell you this, I don't hate to tell you this. It's just a reminder, right? Most of the obstacles that we have, most of the drama that comes in is stuff that we created ourselves, right? So you got this, right? I got this. Let's just go. Let's just be confident in our abilities. Like, look, nobody can do this better than me. And when I start to believe that, and when you start to believe that, everything changes. Shoo. All right. We ready? Hands up. Peace out. We're better together. I appreciate you stopping by on a Sunday fun day on Super Bowl Sunday. I will take the underdog today. Sorry, Nuke. Sorry, I forgot about you yesterday, and I know that's your team, and I want the Chiefs to win. However, because of my time there, because of all the love I have in Kansas City. However, there is a little saying in the betting world, bet with your head, sleep in your bed. Bet with your heart, sleep in the park. So my heart's in Kansas City, but my head says San Francisco is going to win. I'm going to take the Niners. I think our friend, the Slender Man, his relative GK85 is going to have a big game. I don't know. I could be all wrong. We'll find out, won't we? So you guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Deuces. Love you. Bye.